in place. I haven't loosened up the bracket yet, but I've got the starter tied up with the cable tie. We've got all the bolts loose around the bell housing. Okay, so now I've got to take this bracket off so that we can drop the gearbox down and pull it out. Okay, so those are 2 bolts there. Okay, holding that bracket. That bracket's loose. We might have to take, well, let's see when we drop the motor now, you know, how far she goes down. Let's drop her down. You can see the engine going down, the gearbox going down. Okay, we have to get it down enough for the gearbox to clear there. Okay. Right, let's see if I can get a grip on this gearbox. We were able. There we go. So I had to just give the gearbox a twist. Just give it a twist like that. Okay, so that the flange, you see the flange here, you know, that's the gearbox there, balancing, the flywheel is there, so it hooks against here. So you just have to sort of turn it, you know, turn the gearbox to get out of the way there. Alright. You know, it just gets held in by that wire clip over there. It's a little distorted now. Right, so when we put everything back, we need to clean up everything, and we need to put some grease on the contact points and so on. So we have size 9 spline bolts here, 6 of them, that holds the pressure plate on. Okay, it's a spline socket, so it's not hexagon. Okay, so what I do is I normally just use, I've got a valve here. So if I'm going to loosen the engine, I'll put the valve into one of the bolt holes, okay, and then put the head of the valve in the gears. Okay, we've got to go the opposite way around. In the gears, and that will basically lock up our flywheel. Okay, we've got our flywheel locked up. We loosen up all 6 of the bolts, okay, so that we can remove our pressure plate and clutch plate here. So we'll just keep progressing there. I normally just like to use a normal manual, you know, before I use my air gun. Not air gun, but electric power tool, because sometimes when the bolts are way too tight, you tend to strip the heads off with a power tool, you know. So it's easier if you have loosened up your bolt initially. See, I can't see what I'm doing here. Okay. So that is what your little bolt looks like. Okay, it's a splined bolt. Unique to Volkswagen. I don't even know why they bother, you know. I mean, everybody else uses a normal bolt. I gotta tell you that this is one of the more complicated or difficult clutches that I have done. I've done easier clutches than this. First of all the clips that attaches to this gearbox, speedo, the starter, all the clips that is attached, I couldn't get it loose because those clips were seized on there. I had to break them off. I mean, that's crap. Alright, the flywheel looks good, but this clutch plate's gone. Okay, this is going to be a surprise. Let's do this on the bench. It's going to be better.